Hello and welcome to another edition of the Lynn Lowdown. We'll be interviewing mayoral candidates who's filed their papers for this year's mayoral race. And today we have Mr. Keith Lee with us, who just recently filed his papers to run for mayor. Was it as of Friday or?
Yeah, it was Thursday.
Uh,
It's so fast, and I'm so excited. I forgot. I
yeah,
think it was
man.
Thursday. Yeah, I think it was Thursday though. It
It
was
was
Thursday.
Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. You did it. You did it too, because the time is kind of ticking right now for people who want to run. So June 28th is the final day to file papers for mayor. So right now we have 4 candidates. This is your first time going through this process. First, just
Sure is.
talk to me about your thoughts and what led you to that decision on filing your papers.
Well, it's funny because just like you said, the last minute process is I was talking to a few people and they were talking about how the mayor really wasn't gonna run again, and so I was like, you know, and me for the last couple of years as I've merged a little bit more away from sports. I've dived into politics and economics and just versing myself on everything, especially from traveling the world and talking to certain people from different places. It just felt right, you know what I mean? And as much as I like to talk about community and do stuff, I would be a real person of contradictory matter if I didn't do something about it, you know what I mean? And just playing Division I basketball and on them stages, man, it built me for things like this. So it's in my blood.
Yeah, and this is your first time just going through this or doing something of this nature, as you said, diving away from sports and
Right.
all the years you've been doing with sports. Now you're taking a whole different route. Just talk to me about that. You're going
Yeah.
this is a whole different whole different game. Like for most people from the outside watching, you watch from the outside and you try to pick
Right.
up certain things, but now it's like you're fully invested. So it's like you have to.
Right. So I'm
You're
glad
kind
you
of
said
learning on
that.
the fly. You're kind of learning on the fly.
In a sense, right. But it's like, and I'm glad you said that because this has actually been a long process. Like ever since I left school 98 at Prairie View, which was an HBCU, that taught me a lot because at that time they had I think a contract with NASA, our computer science department. And I was like, wow, like how come we don't hear about that? And I was, speaking to different professors and different presidents of different schools. And that's what kind of hit me to the politics of things, like making connections, like being aware of things, what's going on in the communities, what's going to be the future. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really politics. A lot of people think politics is just talking around things and they promising things, which it is, but it's also really getting involved in understanding of your surroundings and how much you're invested in making sure those surroundings are going to be better instead of even staying stagnant or worse. So literally ever since 98, like every year, like I even taught myself the stocks. I used to just watch. I used to talk to a couple stockbrokers, read the Wall Street Journal, which also taught me politics. A lot of economics, like channels like CNBC, Bloomberg, Al Jazeera, any of those business channels that deal with economics, they actually tell you what's going on all day around the world. Like that's the real news source. So because whatever dictates what's going on in a certain region or a certain city with a certain company, that manipulates stock prices, believe it or not. You know what I mean? And CEOs on companies are actually listening to certain groups in certain political arenas to adjust their companies. So as I was watching all that, over literally since 98 up until now, it kind of taught me. So even though this is my first time, I feel like I'm already ready. Like I already been through it.
Yeah. Well, what are some pointers? What are some things that you picked up just in watching, watching the elected officials here, the local elected officials that that do business in the city or that are working in the city, that just what are the things that you kind of were looking at and trying to certain things that you were picking up, trying to or taking notes of? What were some of the things that you were just like you were picking up here and there as you was just like on your way to this?
Yeah, well, I noticed that people like to make promises or they have campaign ideas, and they run on things like that, and they don't always uphold them. So my biggest thing is I'm talking to the people. I don't like to dance around questions. You know, I'm gonna give you everything I got, whether that be a good or bad. You know what I mean? But at least the people will know what they're dealing with. And as far as making promises, I'm not one for that. So, because my whole thing is I want to be accountable. And that's one of my campaign things is we gotta all hold each other accountable. So if I'm saying that, I can't be making no promises I know I can't keep. I tell people I'm gonna do the best that I can for you, and that's genuine. Because anybody knows me knows how loyal and real I am. And I hate to use that cliche real, but you know, I'm very genuine with that. So I would say I'm doing my best. I'm not making no promises.
And it's also during this time, you know, as I spoke to the other three candidates, one of the biggest thing about elections is the campaigning aspect of it. And we're still in the pandemic. We still can't have large gatherings. It's a little bit more difficult to campaign around, you know, to go and talk to people, to reach out to people. So that's one of the things as a newcomer, that's one of your things is trying to talk to as many people as you can, get people together. Now, how are you going to be able to do that in following the safety guidelines, you know, the social
definitely. I'm glad you said that.
How can you do? How were you able to how will you do that? I should say.
Well, great point. Great point. Well, I wrote down, and I'm talking to my team. We have a small, you know, idea series of small events that we can have, you know, a small group of people, but the social media presence and the camera's the thing. You know what I'm saying? So as long as we have these little events, you know, certain people can come that really don't know me and come out and touch me, talk to me, whatever. And then that camera presence will be there, and we can put it up on the media, our websites, which I'm still working on right now, and our different outlets. Because I'm not trying to hit the you know, the door to door per se, because I don't want to make anybody feel uncomfortable. You know what I mean? And that's one of the biggest things I already thought of. I'm like, I'm not going door to door really. And if anything, I might go gate to gate, you know, drive by and people wave or something like that. Or one of the things I was saying is I might go to different parks and just tell everybody a couple days in advance, hey, I might be over at this park. I might be over at that park. Yeah, I want to come through. You know, we only can have a couple, but boom, boom, I'll make sure I'm available at different places, different times. So I already handled that thing already. Yeah. And not anyone, but people have known me. And those who don't know me, it's almost like the others will tell them about me. Like, wait a minute, I know him, but nah, okay, he's like this though. Like, even though he's running for politics now, I know his core character. And that's basically what people need to know is my core character. And then once we get to the debates and we talk policies and talk other stuff, you know, then I'll worry about that. But I just want people to know my core character, that I'm loyal, I'm intense, and I fight for the city. That's all that's all I need them to know. And I feel like the people are already gonna kind of hopefully use that, and hopefully I can use that to my advantage.
Also, one thing I'm seeing with this so far with the mayoral candidates is we have a diverse group. It's a diverse group of candidates, you know, just how important is that to just have a diverse group and to have people wanting to challenge that, to, you know, to try to make that. Lynn has changed. You've seen the changes in Lynn throughout, you know, your life, you know, from your years here, leaving, coming back, you know, just it's changing now. What is your thoughts on the changing? You know, do you like it? Do you don't like it? What's your thoughts on the changing of Lynn?
Mixed reviews, mixed emotions, which is also another reason why I'm coming. Like, that, like, again, traveling gives you so much knowledge and experience. It's a different type of education, man. And like I said, playing for Prairie View, which was in Texas, Houston, we played the whole, you know, we were the Southwestern Athletic Conference. So we played from everywhere from pretty much Cali to almost Georgia. You know what I'm saying? So I seen everything down that south. I seen how they ran things. I seen how that was. The lack of diversity. You know what I mean? Like, that's what we are rich in. We have so many different cultures and, like, different creeds and people. That's what make us us. And lately it's kind of been torn away. You know what I mean? I'm
Mhm.
here to bring all that back again. You know, we're culture capital. We have to build on that, not disconnect all that. You know, and we're not 40s, 50s, you know, back then again. Nah, that's retrograde. We need to upgrade. You know what I mean? And that's another thing I'm seeing. And I'm seeing way too much of that separation,
Mhm.
especially with the rent control. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like last election, I heard a lot of people talk to the, you know, again, not taking shots at the mayor, but a lot of them were talking about rent control, and he wasn't too firm on that, or didn't really have an answer for that. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna do the best I can to have those answers and do that, because those are like that high rise. You know, no disrespect to that companies or any companies coming down here, but if you plan on building and you're well off, you're about to get taxed. Like, I'm not giving you no tax break.
Yeah.
It's just that that's the thinking that tears the fabric of other cities up, man. Why get a tax break when we're trying to help the people? Like, that
Mhm.
takes away from the people.
Yeah. All right. You just brought me back to where I was going with my with my question before everything
It's all
went
good, bro.
into
You
shadow.
good?
So yeah. So this race is going to be interesting because we have four candidates. And it's a little pretty. I'll say a little diverse group of. Despite since it's
Definitely.
only four, it's a diverse group of candidates, especially from
Yeah.
ranking from not only age wise but also cultural wise. I mean that
Exactly. Right.
that's
Which is beautiful.
yeah, that's one of the good things I see about this race so far with the people that have signed up, because it's not usually the same as it normally would
Exactly.
be.
It's not the same
Yeah,
characters.
and it's just some of the other three gentlemen, they've worked in the local offices or so, but this is they're going up a notch. This is they're
Right.
moving
Not
up.
definitely.
They're
Yep.
so
Yep.
everyone in this race is embarking on something that they
I know,
haven't
and
done
I
before.
respect all them dudes too, man.
Yeah,
Like, it's not like they no slouches either. They're well respected in the community as well, and that's what I love. You know,
yeah,
it's people that love the city.
yeah, definitely, man. Um, just talk a little about how you're mentally getting ready for this, because we're in May right now. Once the end of June comes around, things are gonna really start to get ramped up. And just
Hmm.
how mentally prepared are you? Because one, this isn't like an easy thing to do, and two, if you were to get it, if you were to win, you can't please everybody. That's one thing with the job. You
For
can't
sure.
you can't please
For
everybody.
sure.
There's gonna be so much obstacles and so many things coming at your way. Just how are you getting mentally prepared for this journey?
Well, exactly, man. I'm mentally and physically built for this. You know, I'm 6'6", so I'm kind of like a physical tower already. So I'm not worried about what people say, because my big shoulders gave me a strong mentality and discipline. You can never satisfy everybody, but the most you can do is do your best and expect people to respect that. That's all I'm going for, man. I'm
Mhm.
doing, and that's how I approach everything mentally. I'm doing my best. If I worry about what all the people are gonna say, I'm never gonna do well, or I'm never gonna accomplish my goal. I just gotta put my head down, believe in what I'm doing, stay on that course, stay disciplined, and the best results will come out, as it always has done for my whole life. So that's
Yeah.
just, I'm always positive and energetic. You know me, man. It's not too many times where people have seen me like, and I wear my emotions on my face and on my sleeve, so you kind of can tell. You know what I mean? If I'm in the zone, you can see I'm in the zone, and that's a beautiful thing. So the closer it gets, the better I get. Like, I don't feel pressure.
All right, definitely. All right. Now, please let them know contact information, email, websites, social media pages. Let them know how they can reach you, contact you, and talk to you.
Yeah, definitely. So far right now, as just I'm in a baby in the race. My website is www.elitebasketball.com. My IG is the same thing, elitebasketball.com. I'm gonna start putting some things up on there, until we get the officials. But my email is Keith, Keith, at elitebasketball.com. Feel free to write me, reach out. I'm like that. I'm a people person.
All
Feel
right.
free, please. I need to hear everything.
All
good and
right.
bad.
All right. Thank you for that. That is Keith Lee. Once again, a reminder, we have the interviews up with the three other mayoral candidates on our website. So be sure to visit the website to check out those interviews. Also, those who are interested in running, please, June 28th is the last day to file your papers for the mayoral race. So when you do that, we'll have a sit down with you because we are interviewing all the candidates who have filed papers. So June 28th
Good luck
is
to everybody, for real.
June 28th is the last day to file for the mayoral race to file the papers. So be sure to do that. And on that note, you guys have been watching the Lynn Lowdown. I'm Mukala Kabongo. Have a great day.